Hello everyone and welcome back to today's video. So today we are making a French style cottage that is going to be used in our new let's play of cottage living, which I finally got my hands on. So we're gonna start off by making the actual main house itself, and it's pretty simple. It's a box because that's what all cottages look like, obviously using the thatch roof. And I've been trying to think of this house design for like 2 weeks now because that is how long I have been waiting to play this game, because I was away the week before in Scotland and then house sitting last week as well. So it's just like I need to get on the game. So we're gonna go for a blue and sort of yellow theme, which kind of have the yellow sort of the thatch as well on the inside. So I actually use quite a lot of cats and dogs stuff to go with the cottage living stuff, because there's not too much items in this pack, which is a little bit sad, but obviously there is a lot of gameplay to go along with it, which I haven't actually got into yet, which I'm super excited about. And so yeah, we're mixing the two together because they look pretty cool, and some of the eco lifestyle stuff as well that goes pretty well with this pack. And I wanted to use these beautiful shuttered windows because in France especially they have shutters on all their windows, so definitely had to have a shutters. And I do love the pastel blue, it just makes it look all nice and summery and everything. And this house is going to have like some dedicated areas, so it's going to have a walled garden, which is going to be where we grow all the produce, and it's going to have like a proper English greenhouse on the side as well. Like if you go to some of the big stately homes, they normally have like a really long greenhouse that's on the side of the wall. So I really wanted to have one of those in this house because they are pretty epic and could go with the theme as well. So I wanted the house to look quite old, but also have like a render on the top as well, so it kind of, you can see the bricks, but we've got like a mix of textures, which I think kind of gives it a little bit more character. You can tell it's an old building, but we've also got like, it's not all stone. I think that's a little bit too much when the house is all stone. And I do love all the new like hanging growing plants, especially the wisteria. Who doesn't love some wisteria, especially when it comes out and it's hanging over everything? It is pretty epic. So I went a little bit mad on the front with greenery, but who doesn't? And we're actually going to put a round window right above the front door as well. So front door, I wanted to have like a boot room area, so Sims could dump all their muddy boots and stuff, because if you've been working on the farm all day, you do not want to be traipsing through the mud into your house. So that is why it's a little bit bigger. And now we're going to plan out where we're going to have our nice wall garden. So I was trying to get the size of it, because this is the biggest lot. It is the 64 by 64 in Henworth or something like that. I can't remember the name, but I thought it'd be quite cool as like a little hidden thing. We're going to put loads of plants around it when we get to doing this and more of the landscaping. But I really, because I put a half wall here, I really hope the Sims don't go put plates on it. I really hope they don't. But this is our wall garden, and this is going to be our greenhouse section at the end. And we're going to use the mosquito windows because they've got the ones that are open. I thought that'd be quite fun for the greenhouse. And then we've got a nice white front door as well. And then we're going to have this nice slope roof, because they always have slope roofs that go up to like the wall. So I thought this one goes a bit above the wall because we need some extra height. But that being said, it's pretty epic. It's pretty dark in there as well. It's a little bit spooky down the back, but it gives us enough like plots, big plots anyway, to grow some oversized crops and do some flower arranging, because we've got 2 Sims. They're both, well, they're brother and sister. They've had to come back to help their aging mother look after the farm. So one of them's going to be into flower arranging and cross stitch, and then the other one is going to be doing all the farming and the animals and everything, which I'm kind of trying to gender role reverse and have our sister be the farm hand and the brother be the cross stitching, flower arranging guy who wants to find his one true love back home in the farms, which is going to be interesting because I don't normally do that type of stuff, but it'll be quite fun selling his cross stitch in town, seeing if he can pick up any guys while he's there. It'll be quite fun. And we're gonna put in some bees. We've got some things to grow up the side as well because I wanted some space for produce and stuff, because I want to make as much of it with the stuff that you need as much as possible, but I know that's a little bit tricky sometimes, so it's like I'm debating whether to put that as a lot challenge or not. So we have our interior, so we don't have a TV in this build because it's supposed to be proper old school, but we have a nice living area which has our cross stitch. It's going to have a piano as well. I thought it'd be quite nice to have these big fireplaces as well, so when it gets in the winter, when you're playing with seasons and it's chucking it down everywhere, and you can curl up by the fire. We also have a dog as well, so like a farm dog. I think I did the Australian sheepdog for their pets, so that'd be quite fun. And trying to use all the new furniture as well. I love the roll top. Oh, that is to die for. There's like my favourite sofas, and it comes in so many good colours as well. And I wanted to make this house quite dark as well, because it's supposed to be quite old and stuff, so we've got some like older lighting, quite a lot of it as well. And I'm trying to get all the different items that I could as well, because if we don't have that many we might as well try and use all of them, and obviously mixing in some of the nice stuff from cats and dogs, so we can actually have some things. Most of the wallpapers are actually from cats and dogs. I really wanted to have like wooden walls, and this really tall one that gives us that little pop of yellow in here just fits really nice, and makes, I didn't want it too like classic wood, dark wood everywhere or stone, so I was like, how can I get like a cottagey feel without having the dark colours? But I think having some nice tall like wooden walls, but in a more French, well, not French, probably not, probably get told off for calling it French, but yeah, we're trying to go for that style, and we're going to keep the blue going through it as well by having the blue wooden doors as well. And because I got it before September, I got a nice bike as well with the flowers in the basket, so we got that as well. And then adding in yellow counters, we actually have a yellow kitchen as well. And I was going to put a sink there so you could come in like wash yourself, and I was like, the Sims are just gonna use that to wash their pots up, and I was just like, I ain't not dealing with that. So we just have a nice blue sunflowery milk churn plant in there, which kind of fits really nicely in that corner. We've got some bills as well, because I imagine the bills on this place is going to be horrendous. And then I realised when I started putting the kitchen in, I put the kitchen the wrong end, because I was like, then we have the big massive double doors into the conservatory, which is like the only modern part of this house. So I was like, let's flip the room around, because this is going to be kitchen dining, and we've got the fireplace as well, which is nice to have. And I'm going to actually put the dog bed and stuff by it, so the dog can keep nice and cozy and warm. I actually forget the fridge as well, and there is a bin on this lot, but it's in the barn, the modern barn, so I need to go back in and put a barn, but it is up on the gallery. I actually remembered to do it this time, and we go for a yellow kitchen because I thought that was quite nice against the blue, and it's got this nice blue like curtain drapey thing anyway. And I was trying to look for that basket of cushions for ages when I was trying to furnish the living room, and I was just like, where is it? And I was like, yay, I found it. But we're going to put a load of cluttery stuff in the kitchen, some more milk churns, because who doesn't love some milk churns? And there's some good milk churns in the debug option, because I was like, we have to go in the debug and get some of the like broken farm stuff, and there's a tractor in there as well, so I was like, we have to have that, especially if it's a proper farm. But I think the kitchen is really cool. We've got like a pretend double doors into it as well, and then we have like a broom and some laundry bits. We've got some herbs, perhaps from the garden, hanging up to dry, so you can use that while you're cooking. And then adding a few wall decorations about the place before I forget, because I always forget. And I was like, I really wanted to have the little chicken blue hanging pots and pans thing in here as well, because that is like a proper kitchen. And then we got our little pet thing with the newspaper and this big dog bed and the auto feeder as well, just in case. And I found the little shelf with the watering can and the pot, like a little tote bag hanging up, and I thought that was a bit more appropriate to put in our boot room. I do love the wall clock that comes in here. It's so decorative and so accurate as well, and it's just like, yes please. So we have some of the new lights as well, the more like can kind of see like a bit more piratey, like taverny type of lighting, which we got in cats and dogs as well. And I feel like some of the items suggest we're getting some sort of like sailing piratey pack, which is a bit strange, but I would kind of dig some boats, especially in Solani. That would be pretty epic, having boats. And then I thought it'd be quite nice to have a nice round tables. So there's one from laundry with the yellow bottom, mixing it with the yellow chairs, kind of fits perfectly. There's enough space to get around as well. And then in our conservatoire, we're going to have just some seats and a few plants as well, because I didn't want to block too much space for having the Sims get through, and putting some plants and bits and pieces about. I think the tire one works pretty epically in a farm build, because you can imagine them having some like old tractor tiles and planting tires and planting them up so they actually were little flower pots. And then downstairs we have a big bathroom as well, which has the roll top, which is pretty cool. And then made them very blue, used the old style toilet as well, because that is something to use in these types of homes. Especially, like, we haven't had another toilet like that, only in the vampire pack, which I'm quite surprised at, because it's would be perfect in this type of build for having like a proper old Victorian style toilet. But at least we have it in vampires. And I was trying to find a rug that fit underneath, and I was like, I remember the ones from laundry day, especially as they come in the light blue as well. So then upstairs, oh my god, the wallpaper is actually atrocious. I hate it and would never stay in this type of house ever. I hate the wallpaper in this pack. Fact. Because it's just not my thing. But I thought, because this lady is now really old, she would have redecorated with her really old wallpaper style. So the one at the back, the less blue one, is going to be the sister's room, and then this one's going to be, the more blue one is going to be the brother's room. So I've kind of put in some of their old childhood like posters and stuff, and the wallpaper's kind of coming off as well. And he's got his suitcases by his bed, ready to yeet it out of this house as soon as he's found a man. And it's very quaint, very like matchy, very blue as well. This whole house is very blue. I'm not against that. But his wallpaper is slightly better than the paranormal one. But the sister's bedroom is actually atrocious and I hate it. So she's got some like Harry Potter and sporty posters. He's got like fairies and Sims and like farming pictures, and then she's got some, I can't remember what that one was, but they've kind of got some that allude to their their past personalities and stuff, and they've got a toy chest that's still there that the mom's not thrown out, and then they've got these like raggedy curtains up because they've just got a bit like moth-eaten and dirty, and yeah, and using the vampire stuff to put the little like peeling wallpaper and stuff, and then a few bits and pieces, like they've got some shoes, got some coats hanging up. The brother's got all his products, hair products, perfumes and everything on this vanity, and then the sister's just got like a hairdryer and a few pairs of shoes. She's a bit more utilitarian, as we should say. And then this is the master bedroom, which is the mother's. So she's got one of the cats and dogs beds, because I thought she would have like hand quilted her cover because she's always cold or something like that. And then she's got a fireplace up here because I thought that'd be quite nice. And then she's got her little red stripy chair that matches the red quilt, and she has the worst wallpaper in the game by far, which is trying to be William Morris, and I hate it so much. It's disgusting. And we've also got Guidry and the little castle as well, because I thought Guidry's supposed to be like French, isn't he? So I was like, yeah, let's put him in. Let's just have him as like the strange uncle that went off and travelled and did stuff. But yeah, her bedroom's quite cool. And then we've got a clock, grandfather clock in the hall, the landing, and just a few bits and pieces. Try to clutter it as much as possible, because that's the type of house that this would be. And then we have she's got a bathroom to her master, and we've also got a bathroom, like a family bathroom as well up here. So there's plenty of bathrooms about. And then for our cattle sheds, I thought it'd be quite cool to have it sort of built in, and we make sure that there is no walls or anything impeding or room impeding the entrance to the sheds either, because otherwise they will not work. Thanks to James Turner and his shed experiments, I can now build an appropriate shed, and I wanted it to be a little bit run down or a little bit worn, so you can kind of imagine that the animals can kind of go off on by themselves. And we can always add an extra one in the middle as well, but I wanted it to be a really old building. And then you've got some like pretend doors on the front, and then when we get into debug, it actually puts some like broken walls as like pens out the front as well. And then this is going to be our modern barn area, like, so it's going to have a tractor in it when I actually get into the debug menu, and it's going to have our woodworking table, a fizzing machine, because I think it'd be quite fun to make a vineyard in the back garden and sort of sell our wine, which is like very stereotypical, but I think that'd be quite cool because I think you can fizz grapes, I think. Then we've got one of the recycling machines. We've got a generator, or two generators, so we can generate our own power if we want to. We've got a garbage can, and it's kind of got like just random stuff in here, because I was just like, it's got some boxes, it's got all sorts of different bits and pieces that I could try and find in here. And we had to have like a little British mint box as well, because you have to have a British mint box. I don't want to add laundry into this because I already know that there's a lot of gameplay, a lot of management, especially if we've got two big animals and two chicken hens or chicken coops. It's going to be a lot, and then just adding laundry into the mix, I think is just a tad overdoing it. So I also have ponds, which is epic. I love the new pond tool and placing in everything, and this is going to be kind of a divider between the farmy bit, and then we've got like a nice hedged bit of the garden, which is supposed to be the more formal bit. You have to have a willow tree as well near the pond, and we actually find some of like the debug lights that go on the tree. Like there's one in, I can't remember the area, I think it's like the Bramblewood or something like that, and it has all lights and stuff on it, so we actually put some lights on when I get into the debug menu. And there's our chicken coops, and I thought it'd be quite nice to have a little stone wall and then have the fence at the front, even though chickens could clearly get through that fence and it would be a little bit pointless, but oh well, it's The Sims. And then this is all the debug stuff. So there's like broken bits and pieces in here. There's tires, there's plumbing, there's all sorts of nonsense that I could find. Some flowers as well, like especially the ones that come in this pack. I just wanted everything to be very like unkept. And I think during the let's play, I think especially if the mum passes on, should definitely redo the house so it's more modern and a little bit epic as well, and have like a proper modern extension and everything and do it up. And I love all the broken walls and stuff, and these curved walls at the front just kind of make it. We actually take the one on the left hand side down because I remembered that we have the Jeep and I was just like, I want to have a Jeep in the driveway, and they needed a gate and everything, so it's pretty cool. And then adding these little debug things to like make it look as though there's pens out the front and all the different farming equipment that's all overgrown. And I love the little wheelbarrow that's been toppled over and it's now got like plants and stuff in it. I think it looks pretty cool. And then we've got a bridge that you can't use as well, like boxes of fruit. We've got hay bales in here, and we're gonna have like animal feed and everything, and it's gonna be pretty epic if I say so. I loved the screenshots, but yeah, we've got some rabbits, we've got some birds as well if we want to get some wildlife to help look after our things. And then we've got some stuff growing up the walls and stuff on our little farmyard, so we can actually have things. So we jump into our screenshots. I've done a lot of terrain painting as well and I added in a little Citroen like van as well that can take all the produce off to the market and everything. And here's the front of the house. It looks pretty cool. Loads of lavender about it. It's our boot room, which is very nice, and someone keeps ringing but I'm not going to answer. And the living room, the kitchen, which is very nice, and our dining into the conservatory as well, and then our bathroom, which is quite a dark room even though it's around the back. It's very odd. And then the brother's bedroom from many different angles of all his products. And then the sister's room, which is a little bit more understated. And then the master bedroom. And it's got a few old bits and pieces on the wall as well. And our conservatory, which gives you an epic view outside. And I tried to do all the borders, like proper garden borders and everything. We've got a little table outside, and then we've got a few shots of the different places and a little barn and everything. We've got a broken car. I do love this shot, and a few other ones. So I hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, feel free to give it a like, and hopefully I will see you in the next one and for the Let's Play as well. Bye.